Hey guys, Brian here, and Bailey, doing what Baileys do, which is be the best good boys ever. Anyway, I'm gonna do a little off-topic video today, but one I occasionally get asked about, and one that I think is probably important. So, it's about boots. Everybody knows about work boots. If you work in a shop, you probably need work boots. So I'm going to go over my personal experiences with work boots and what I found and some opinions I have. And that's all this will really amount to, because it's not really a comparison or a battle or who makes the best, because I don't know. I don't have that much experience. I've only been wearing boots pretty much all my life. But we're going to start here with this pair from 07. These are a Red Wing 24-26, and I've had 3 pairs of these over the years, or well, similar ones. That's the most recent ones I have are these 24-16s, which are like the same thing, maybe with a little different electrical hazard rating or something like that on them. They're a slightly different boot, but they're pretty much the same boot. These are made in USA, steel-toed, electrical hazard, insulated, all the jazz, best of the best boots. And I've liked these Red Wings. These are, if you buy them at the good deals kind of places, where these were about a $200 boot. Prior to having these kind of boots, I bought the typical Walmart stuff, the Caterpillars and Wolverines and all those kind of boots, and I couldn't get more than 6 months out of any of those. Usually before they were toast, they'd tear the stitching out of the sides and rip the stitching in the front, crack the leather across where the shoe flexed, and they didn't last at all. But anyway, so I got this pair in 07. When I wear boots, I wear them all day, every day. So, they're on my feet for 16 hours straight, pretty much, or more, 7 days a week. So they get used. This particular pair, the Red Wings have a soft cushion sole on them, or these particular ones do anyway. And that's their weak point. Particularly in the shop, walking on metal chips, they have a tendency to get all ripped to pieces and come apart. This pair I had resoled. Pretty much a waste of money. I probably wouldn't do that on these Red Wings, because on this particular version, with this molded sole, the leather is cast into the shoe sole when they make it. So it makes it all a real strong one-piece sealed up deal. There's no stitching holding it down. So that also means that you can't really re-sole them without having to cut all that off and then try to glue it back to what's left of what was originally cast into the shoe. So I probably got another 6 months, maybe a year out of them after I had them resoled, but that was about it. 2 years, roughly on average, is what I would get out of one of these pairs of boots before the soles would be gone on them. And I do use my boots hard, but the upper part held up great. No issues whatsoever with any of it, really. All the stitching's good, the leather's good, the insulation's not worn out inside any. I do usually put a different insole in these. Usually the first one's good for 6 months, maybe a year, and then it needs to be replaced, but it's just a pull out and insert deal, so nothing really special about any of that. So that was the first pair, and like I said, had them resoled. My second pair I'm missing here because I sent them off to see about getting a different foot put on the bottom of them to where they would hold up in the shop environment better, and that deal didn't pan out. They decided it wasn't worth doing, so that pair got trashed. Then I got this pair from 2015. This is a 2416, again made in USA, leather upper. Same deal. You know, I did concrete work with these. It's wore through the leather on the nose here where the steel, or these are composite toe, like steel toe, just a little lighter. But other than that, it's in great shape. Just the sole's gone, because again, walking around on the metal chips really chews these up. There's still decent tread on them. I'm a pretty even walker when I walk. I don't wear a lot of spots in my shoes, but you can see they gave up. Of course, there's a hard piece in here, so it's not like your foot's really on the ground. The upper part of the shoe is still there, just the cushiony part of the sole is gone. Then these are my next, after I wore these, I guess from 2015 to 2017. Yep. So that's about 2 years, about what I get out of these Red Wings before the soles will be gone on them. Then I went to these Danners. These are a USA made super black rainforest Danner. Again, composite toe boot. These Danners have been really good. The stitching's all held up on them. Leather's in pretty good shape. I got one little spot in this one boot that's kind of got a little cracked up where the stitching is, but the other boot doesn't show anything at all there. So, and these have a Vibram outsole that is very hard versus what's on the Red Wings. So I'd say I've probably worn them out, looks like 50%. Again, they got metal embedded in them everywhere and all that kind of jazz from walking around the shop, but it's held up far superior. I wore these every day for, well, from May of 17 until I guess October of this year. So I've had almost 3 years on them. But the lacing, or the eyelets that Danner puts in their boots are kind of cheap. I had a problem with these. I had just got these back from the shoe store, which made me decide to do this video. The eyelets in these got to where they were breaking off inside. See how that factory eyelet is made. These little fold over tabs would fatigue and break, and then you'd have a sharp edge against the lace and it just cut the lace off. I couldn't keep laces in this thing more than a week. It did real good for like 2 years, and then it just started eating laces once these started to fatigue and break and come apart. These new eyelets that the shoe store put in are a round one-piece deal, so it doesn't have that sharp edge. Hopefully this will last a lot longer. Never had that issue with the Red Wings, which Red Wing does make their own eyelet. You can actually see it says Red Wing in the brass on it. Which they are a folded over pedal style eyelet as well, but there's a lot more pedal to it, so maybe that makes them less prone to cracking off and breaking. Or maybe it's just because I only wore these 2 years. If I'd have wore them longer, I'd have had the same issues. You can see that one there starting to wear and cut into it pretty good. But they didn't fatigue and break the insides off like the Danners were doing, and that was what was really cutting it, was that sharp edge of the inside once the pedal broke off. Give you a close-up difference in the boot eyelets. And maybe you can See that? Hopefully. I would say there's probably 30% more petal folded over on these Red Wing eyelets than these Danners. So, Danner, if you're watching this, you should put better eyelets in your high-priced US made boots, because it's a weak link. So these Red Wings, they were a tough initial break-in boot. Probably takes 2 weeks at least to start to get these broke in to where they don't hurt your feet because they're so stiff. But after that, I'm very comfortable. I don't have any issues with them. As far as that goes, these Danners will just about kill a man before you get these broke in. It took me like a month at least to get these broke in. It's a lot stiffer boot. The floor in these, the insert is higher quality probably than what's in these Red Wings. Usually what I do with these is most of my boots, I like to get the heat moldable Red Wing insoles, because those are super awesome, especially if you got any bone spurs or anything in your feet. You just heat those things up and stand on them, and they mold and contour to your foot, and they're the most comfortable thing. It's like walking on sand all the time pretty much. It just supports your foot perfectly. Doesn't try to mold it into some shape that it's not. So I do like those for sure. That's these things. Red Wing Custom Moldable Foot Support System. These are awesome. So like I said, pretty much 3 years on these boots and still going strong, so we'll see how long they last over time, how much more wear I get out of them. So I'm probably going to go back to wearing these every day. While these were in the shop, I broke out this pair of Red Wings. These are not USA Red Wings, these are made in China Red Wings. These are model 4489s. Super comfortable boot. First time I put them on, didn't have any issues at all with how these felt breaking in wise. These didn't hurt my feet really ever right off the bat wearing them, which is unusual for me in a heavy boot. I'm used to having a break-in period where you get them broke down, but these didn't have that. They were just comfortable. Probably because they are insulated, and you know they're all the goodies. They got the rubber toe guards for concrete work and all that kind of stuff. They're a tall boot, so I don't particularly care for that a whole lot. I prefer my 8-inch boots. These boots are, I think they rate them at a 9, but they're like a 10 compared to these Danners almost. And I mean, they're just a big heavy boot. These boots probably weigh 3 pounds a piece in my size, so I'm size 14. So these are probably like 5 pounds a piece. These suckers are heavy, but they've got the Vibram outsole, which I've been wearing these in the shop, but I haven't picked up a lot of steel yet. Again, this is only like a month's worth of wear versus almost 3 years worth of wear on these. I like the grip pattern on the Danners. This Vibram outsole has got a lot more surface area, so I think overall it's going to wear better than these. These are more of an outdoor kind of boot, more like a logging boot. But they don't have the super tall logging heel, which makes you stand funny. I don't really care for that, so I usually stay away from that type of shoe. These again are a stitched down upper, so this boot in the future could probably be resold. If Red Wing would make this boot with this sole, they would have a really good boot option. I don't know why they don't put a American made boot out with a Vibram outsole. That's her choice, but it's a poor choice because it's the reason why I'm not buying Red Wings anymore, because I'm tired of having the soles get ate off of them. And then you have a no good pair of boots, because if you don't have anything to walk on, I mean, that's kind of what you wear the shoe for, is to have something to walk on. So that's why I switched these Danners, which I mean, usually like $100 more, but roughly it's working out about the same so far. A $200 boot lasts 2 years, and a $300 boot lasts 3 years, so it's about $100 a year a boot, I guess. But now I got these eyelets in here, which cost me a whopping $25 to get those all put in at the boot store. Now I got those new eyelets in there. Hopefully this pair of boots will be good for another 2 years, and then they will have been a better value. So it pretty much covers 20 years of footwear for me. I mean, you're looking at 13 years worth of boots right here of everyday wear. And I said it's all I wear. I don't wear tennis shoes or anything else ever. And I don't take my shoes off when I come home either. So they're on all the time, basically. And that's my experience. Your mileage may vary, but I thought I would share what I have personally found to be the case with the boots. So I do like the American-made stuff, for sure. It definitely has held up better in the past for me. I'll have to see how these China Red Wings hold up. It does look like I got a little stitching coming undone right there maybe already, but have to see if that leads to separation in the future or not. But so far they look pretty good. I mean, they are triple stitched like the other boots are, so hopefully they'll hold up well. If not, these were like they were $160, $70 pair of boots maybe. I know they were not nearly as expensive as the American made ones. Definitely not as much as these Danners. So, but I'm willing to pay a little extra to give somebody in the United States a job, because that's money I might see back. The money goes to China, I'm not likely to ever see that again. Those guys don't do a lot of business with me in the shop. So other than that, I guess that's going to wrap it up. Bailey says I'm just a wuss because he doesn't wear any footwear at all, and never has. It hasn't bothered him one bit, and he doesn't understand why I would wear boots. But I'm not as tough as he is. I can't just walk around the shop barefoot like he does. But at the same time, I've only got 2 feet and he's got 4, so he's spreading the load. Does the inspector approve of this message? He's not really concerned. So there it is. 13 years worth of footwear. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little rundown of my boot experience of shop footwear from Brian and Bailey. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll catch y'all later.